Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atenista sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng pera. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan.
LeadX. X is for the extracurricular life of the Ateneo College students. X is for the X factor that transforms them into leaders, into men and women for others. X is for LeadX. LeadX.
We stand on a hill between the earth and sky. Now all
You are tuned in to Radio Katipunan 87.9, and this is LeadX, the show about student activities, student orgs, student life in the Ateneo and in the Loyola schools. Good morning po sa inyong lahat. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and I am joined by...
Yes, ang nagbabalik daw.
Yan, so Aaron, good morning, and pala si Gino Flores din.
Yes, and I'm Aaron Siyangtay, also from the Office of Student Activities, live from my beautiful beach. Yan, ako nasa beach.
Yan.
Yun, nasa office pa.
Oh, nagumagalaw-galaw pa.
Gumagalaw-galaw pa.
Pero hindi ko ma-figure out kung paano.
Ako na bigla lang itong lumabas. Tapos, ayan, meron na siyang moving.
Ayan na.
Alam kong atap na tayong lahat pumunta sa labas. Yes, ano bang
Beach. Ayan. So, yeah. Okay, so we're coming to you live again from our, ano lang po yan, Zoom background pa lang yan.
Yes.
Pero nasa bahay po talaga kami. Ayan. So you can also watch us on Facebook page, on our Facebook page, Radio Katipunan 87.9. Live din po kami ngayon sa Ateneo de Manila University Facebook page, as well as OSA, so Office of Student Activities Facebook page. Ayan.
Yes, and today is, of course, the first of many days, June 1, 2020, bagong buwan, and with the new month comes day 1 of the General Community Quarantine and GCQ here and NCR. So, ayan, day 79 of the entire quarantine period, but the day 1 of GCQ here in NCR. So, grabe, inaabangan ng marami to, di ba? So, kamusta ba yung GCQ natin sa kanya-kanyang lugar? Sa inyo, Sir Ino, dyan sa border ng two towns.
Ay, nung nag-GCQ dito, ano ba, 2 weeks ago, nawala na yung border.
Oo nga pala, dahil matagal na pala nga kayong GCQ. Mga GCQ veterans na kayo.
Kami ni Sir Neil. Calabar Zone.
Mga provincianos yun. Sa amin, it's first day, taga-QC kasi ako. So, it's day 1. I don't know what to expect kasi hindi ko alam kung matatakot ba, matutuwa. Pero in terms of changes, siguro, balik trabaho na rin yung parents ko. Pero parang ayaw pa yata nila pumasok kasi medyo natatakot pa rin. So, baka mag-work from home muna yung kami in the first few days. Titingnan namin kung kasi for sure may adjustment period pa yan ngayon. Yan. Anyway, aside from the Metro Manila is now under GCQ, yesterday, care of the Council of Organizations of Ateneo or COA, nag-announce na rin ng project heads ng isa sa mga pinakaabangang org event this school year for sure. Ano ba yan, Sir Ino? Ayan, narinig ba ako? Ayun. Sige, ako na lang. Anyway, this rec week is the recruitment week. Ang project heads nito ay
isa dun sa mga inabangan this week yung pabaon, di ba?
Yes. Ang seniors pabaon. And I think ang ganda, as in, napanood ko yung ilang live stream nung, I think, yung kila Sose, I think. So, it's interesting na nagawa ng LS ng paraan na magkaroon ng online pabaon for our seniors. Okay, so it was a bit bittersweet kasi yung seniors natin, it was supposed to be their graduation days, I think yesterday and nung last weekend. Pero right now, buti naman at nagkaroon ng konting ceremony for our graduating students. So, we'll see what the future of the graduation ceremony will be like. But, ayun, makikita natin kung how the new normal will allow us to have a graduation ceremony or kung anong creative gestures ng LS na maiisip natin. I think ang aking partner na si Sir Ino ay naghang. Ayan, bumalik na si Sir Ino.
Akala ko ikaw yung nagkaka-problem. Ako pala yung
okay, ayan.
connection ko pala. Ayan.
Isa sa mga struggles of GCQ.
Oo. Kahapon ay nung last week din si Sir Neil naman yung nagkaroon ng problem. Kaya nawala siya hanggang matapos yung show.
Ay, nako, ang hirap. Anyway,
diba?
yun, kakatapos ko lang pag-usapan ang pabaon, ang online graduation ng seniors natin.
Panood mo ba?
Napanood ko, sir. As in, sabi ko kanina habang hindi ko alam kung mag-isa na lang ako.
Habang naka-freeze ako.
Habang naka-freeze kayo. Sabi ko parang ang bittersweet para sa mga seniors kasi at least nagkaroon sila ng konting ceremony pero for sure, ang dami ko nakikita mga grad pics, mga change of DPs na sa yung sentiments, medyo sad pero at least nagkaroon ng konting ceremony kahit online.
Tsaka 'di ba, parang yung iba nag-post ng grad pic, iba para nag-post ng mga nila sa school, yung mga ginagawa nila sa school.
Kasi yung mga last normal photos natin bago nangyari itong lahat.
Aabangan natin sunod na araw.
Bago nag-break ang Jadine, wala nang nangyaring okay.
Pero di ba may nung weekend talaga pinag-usapan. Pero nung weekend di ba parang may rumors na nagkabalikan na sila. So baka babalik.
Ay, hindi ko alam yan. Nako.
Meron. Sa Twitter tsaka sa Facebook. Parang nag-post sila pareho sa Instagram ba or sa Twitter na mukhang nasa isang lugar sila.
Nako, we are finally flattening the curve here in the
Yes! Because of JV talaga.
Yan. Okay. Speaking of online ceremonies nga, yesterday, di ba Sir Ino, meron din tayong nilaunch na konting tribute to our student.
Ayan. So parang mga naggawa tayo ng konting yearbook, short, gift lang for the student leaders. Ayan. So hopefully nakita na ninyo. Papakita natin mamaya siguro yung video pag ayan, habang break tayo sa usapan, mapakita natin yung mga clips ng Instagram stories. So kung hindi nyo po nakikita, pwede po kayo pumunta sa ateneo.osa sa Instagram. So nandun po yung mga sweet messages ng ating mga junior members sa kanilang mga graduate na mga org heads. Yan. Former na ba?
Former na. Wala na siya.
Former na.
Yan, former. At yun nga, dahil napag-usapan na rin natin yung student leaders, today, last week, na-release na nga natin ang winners of Paghahandog 2020 for all the categories. So, meron tayo na-mention na natin ng ating Ambrosio Padilla Athlete of the Year, ang awardees natin for the Gaidon Moro Lorenzo Awards for Sports, ang Ascent Awards, and later on, ma-interview nga natin ang ilan sa kanila, di ba? Ang ating winners for the Little Schools Awards for Leadership and Service.
Ayan, so matagal-tagal na tong plano, no? So dahil nga isa tayo dun sa mga napili para tumulong dun sa pag-organize ng event, So I think bago pa lang mag-break ng di ba, ng first sem, di ba, ng sem break ng Christmas, para nakapag meeting na tayo, and then nagplan na dapat dapat physical event siya, tapos di ba yung unang plano sa Arte, dapat gagawin.
Yan,
sa Arte.
Ang ating LS Awards. Pero, yun nga, since time told us na hindi pwede. Diba, parang...
pa lang no? Oh, go ahead.
Ayun, nagkaroon ng parang shift to parang mas gawing smaller scale ang paghahandog. And ayun, with the lockdown, naging unsure na lahat. And yun, nagkaroon tayo ng another online celebration announcement of our winners. Online premiere via our awesome video, which we will watch later through our various social media channels. So, at least, nagkaroon tayo ng konting announcement. Yes, Sir Ino.
Yan, so siguro playin muna natin quickly yung yung IG stories para makita nila. Very quickly lang.
Let's see that. Ako actually hindi ko napanood ng buo.
Oo, kasi wala ka di bang
Oo nga, wala. Ako si hashtag Aaron walang IG.
Oo, walang IG. Pero naman siya, public naman siya, so nakita mo nga, di ba?
Yes. Ayan. So yan.
Ayan.
Okay.
Load na. Ayan. So para next, click mo lang natin yan. Para i-click mo lang yan. Ayan. So yan, meron tayong content.
Ayun, nasa side natin.
Oo, ito. Tama ba? Ang aking...
Nasa tingnan. Hindi.
Nasa tabi ko. Ayan. So, para siyang yearbook na
Yes.
Yan. Tapos, yung mga nakapanood kagabi, meron tayong dinagdag kanina, yung may mga humabol. So, yan, tingnan niyo yan. Meron pang mga additional student leaders na nagbigay ng kanilang mga Instagrams entries. Ayan.
Ang mga...
Diba? Cute.
6-word write-ups. Ayan nga. Ang galing.
Yeah. Puntahan nyo po sa Instagram sa ateneo.osa. Kita nyo lahat ng mga ginawa namin a little something for the student leaders.
Yes, dahil sabi nga namin kanina, the general sentiment is bittersweet talaga tong ending, unexpected. So we'll do our best to at least ma-feel ng mga student leaders na hindi natapos yung year nila nang wala lang, diba? For sure, yung 4 or 5 years. And for some 6 years nila sa atin dito.
Shout out kay
Yes. Shout out kay Ate Camille sa ating mga student leaders. Ang Sec Gen na graduated after 6 years.
Yeah.
So I think pwede pa mag-add yung ibang student leaders, diba? Yes.
24 hours naman yan. Tapos siguro tonight ipopost din natin sa Facebook story.
Yeah.
Para mas marami. Okay. Ayan, so dahil nandito ng ating mga guests, siguro bago tayo mag-start, i-introduce sila, i-run muna natin yung short clip. Kung na-miss ninyo yung announcement of winners ng Paghahandog, kasama ng 4 awards na pinanggit ni Sir Aaron kanina, yung Ambrosio Padilla, Gaidon Moral Lorenzo Awards for Sports, Ascend, and the Loyola Schools Awards for Service and Leadership. Ayun, ipi-play natin yung announcement of winners, no? In a bit, ayan, habang tinatanggal yung IG story. Dati kasi 'di ba ang naging practice natin pag Paghahandog, may actual event.
Yes. As in pala siyang famas talaga.
Tapos last year 'di ba ikaw nag-host?
Oo, 2 years. Dapat
2 years na.
2 years na. Dapat 3rd year to this year of being a host.
Diba? Parang parang yung sa South Korea.
Ano yun? Hindi ko yun.
May awards din sila. May awards din sila sa South Korea na yung parang host nila parang 3 years na rin.
Wow.
Na sila yung nag-host.
Ang alam ko lang na, di ba ang Miss Universe pare-pare si Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey. Ikaw pala ang Steve Harvey ng
Nako, buti na lang hindi nagkakamali pa. So far.
Pero, yes. Parang walang errors. Ayan.
Yes, dahil mahirap na. Baka...
Yes. Ayan. So, i-play na natin yung ayun, sabi ni Justin, yung Daesang Awards. Yan, sa Korea.
Oh.
Na I think mag-premiere na siya this week yata, yung bago, yung susunod, yung next. Yan. So, yan. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and we present to you the winners of this year's Paghahandog. Yeah, let's watch the clip
now. Ayan, we're back. And yun na nga po, napanood natin yung video premiere ng ating winners for Paghahandog 2020. And today's guests we're going to interview, and we hope that they can share some of their reflections about winning the awards for specifically the Loyola Schools Awards for Leadership and Service. Diba? We had 3 awards at unahin na nga natin, our very first guest is the most outstanding individual. Ibabasahin ko lang yung intro na natin sa kanya, si Pip. Pip Ventigan is formerly a super senior. He took up BS Chemistry with Material Science Engineering, and he is a proud product of public schools and formerly a scholar of the OAA. His interest in science and people encouraged him to join organizations that advocate for science communication and appreciation. He eventually spent his 4 years in college in his home organization AICS, where he discovered his passion in leadership formation and service. As he continued his leadership journey in COA-M, he focused on youth formation and empowerment. For Pip, leadership starts from the self, then transcends to the desire to respond to our responsibility to others out of hope, faith, and love. His service-oriented approach made him believe that anyone has the potential to lead if people believe enough in them. He aspires to develop himself and help others to initiate positive changes in their communities and be humans for others. Let us all welcome our 2020 most outstanding individual, Pip Ventigan. Yay!
Hello po. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sir Aaron and Sir Ino.
Good morning, Pip.
Sir Ino, sino yung next guest natin?
Ayan, yung next guest naman natin are sila yung part ng most outstanding project, yung Marawi Immersive Journalism of the Gaidon. Ayan. Babasahin ko muna yung yung write-up nila sa souvenir program. In 2019, 6 Gaidon journalists, 2 of whom were sponsored by the Conrad Adenauer Asian Center for Journalism, traveled to Marawi City to document the city's rehabilitation. Amid their coverage, the group discovered that the internally displaced Maranaos were still burdened by the same struggles that the Gaidon had documented 2 years prior. With slow government action that did little to improve their lot, many Maranaos decided to take their city's rehabilitation into their own hands. The Gaidon's 2019 Immersive Journalism Project sheds light on the unstinting efforts of the Marawi residents to reclaim normalcy through makeshift through makeshift schools, religious celebrations, performance therapies, and feeding programs. It also amplifies the Maranao's demands for urgency and empathy from the national government while providing critical commentary on the harsh military presence among the recovering locals. So from the Gaidon, we're joined by Teo Soriano. Their editor-in-chief pa ba currently or former na?
Former na po. Yung next year,
Former na.
nandito din.
Ayan. Si Daniel Garcia. Ayan.
Yes. Hello po.
Ayan. And si Tatiana Maligro.
Hello. Hello po.
Yan. Sorry, sino yung bagong editor-in-chief?
Go. Sino?
Hello, it's me po, Danny Garcia.
Sino? Yeah, si Danny. Yan. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you po.
Okay. And then finally, our third guest
Ayan, our third guest. Medyo choppy lang si Sir Ino. Pero our third guest is from the Council of Organizations of Ateneo Manila, or COAM, this year's most outstanding student group. So again, I'll read their citation. So the Council of Organizations of the Ateneo Manila, or COAM, is composed of Atenean student leaders who are passionate about leadership, nation building, and service towards the formation and general welfare of our student orgs in the Loyola schools. COAM believes in the skills and potential of every Atenean, that they can become leaders and catalysts of change in our society. The Council advocates for youth empowerment, leadership formation, and organization development through various efforts and initiatives targeted towards growth, collaboration, and interdisciplinarity. This year, the Council celebrates passions, facilitates change, and empowers the community by leading with organizations and proactively responding to the challenges of our time. By supporting more than 120 projects in advancing youth and organization development, together with more than 10 universities in the country, the Council continues to form leaders upheld by Ignatian values and founded on the principles of inclusivity, mutual respect, and love. Let us all welcome this year's representing the Council of Organizations of Ateneo Manila and this year's COA President for school year 2020-2021, Patricia Aquino, or Aki Aquino. Yes. Are you there, Aki? Ayan. Good morning. Good morning sa inyo. Good morning, Aki. Good morning sa inyong lahat. I hope that...
Aki.
Yan. Yan. Sir Ino, are you there? Yeah. Sir Ino is not there. Narinig niyo ba akong lahat?
Hello.
Ayan.
Ayan, nandito na ako.
Ayan, nandito na ulit si Sir Ino. Okay. So, I know na the results came out last week. So
Ayan,
siguro...
okay. Bago ako mawala ulit,
Ayan.
tatanong na ako.
Go, Sir Ino. Itanong niyo yan. And nawala ulit siya.
Ano reaction nyo? Kasi iba yung situation natin ngayon. Di ba?
Okay. Anyway, so when the results came out last week, siguro tanong first question for everyone, no? Parang how did it feel like? What was your initial reaction when the results came out? I know na parang it was a live video, so parang sure ako inaabangan niyo yung part ninyo, di ba? So can you tell us more about yung naging reaction nyo, seeing your names, your projects, your orgs there on the list of the Paghahandog winners? So maybe we can start with Gaidon. So can you tell us about your initial reaction?
Hi, sir. Nung nakita po namin yung finalists, sa finalists pa lang, we were very excited already kasi I don't think the Gaidon has ever been, we've never participated, I think, in the LSALS. And so this was the first time that we were getting recognition. So it was a big thing to be finalists pa lang. And then when we saw the news about winning yung most outstanding student project and of course yung special citation as well, it was such a exciting moment for everyone kasi I'm not sure if everyone knows, but it's our 90th year. So it's our 90th anniversary. It was a big year and it was a great way lang po talaga to end a very hectic and crazy year. So yun, very fun, very exciting time lang for us. Kayo, Dani?
It was also very big news, like for me, because I know that we worked really hard for it from the planning stage pa lang up to when we were there mismo, and we went through a lot of challenges along the way also in obtaining coverage. So yeah, it's a very big achievement for the team.
Alright. Ayan, si Tatiana.
Yes, for me naman, I think that yeah, just like what Danny and Thea said, seeing our Oregon project name sa names of the finalists, I was very happy na. I was very excited because especially for this particular project, yung Marawi, since it's something that hits very close to home for me since taga Mindanao ako. So it's very fulfilling for me to be able to receive or to be able to tell the stories of my fellow Mindanaoans and to and for it to earn the recognition that it got.
Okay. Congratulations sa Gaidon, and I saw yung description ng project, and I think I witnessed a part of it because I think nag-talk yung Gaidon for Talab last year.
Yes.
There, ako yung naka-assign sa area nila. So, I watched through their presentations mga 3 times and more. So, ang galing. It definitely deserved the award. And yung as na-mention pa rin ni Thea, Gaidon also got a special citation for most outstanding student group. So, congratulations to the Gaidon and to your project.
Umakot.
Oo, hakot na hakot. Nung lumabas yung finalists, puro Gaidon eh. Tsaka yung next guest natin.
Oo, yan. Hakot din to eh.
Ayun. So, siguro for Pip and Aki, kayo naman, ano yung initial reaction nyo for winning most outstanding student group? And siguro for Pip na rin, for most outstanding individual.
Especially si Aki, kasi in the middle of this being announced, yung finalists tsaka yung winners, parang di ba? Nung campaign period din ng POA, di ba?
Sige, go Aki.
Ayan. Hi, sir. Actually, na-release po yung results ng Paghahandog the same day as the results of our election. So, honestly, hindi po namin expect. I think everyone was super busy at the time. But seeing how we were able to win the award, we all felt really happy about it because I believe it's the first time in a while na COA won an award for something, so or at least for Paghahandog. So it was really, really happy about having that win. So like ang daming wins for that day. Parang may election results na, tapos may most outstanding student group pa. And then si Pip, ayun, I feel like we celebrated Pip's win even more kasi most outstanding individual.
Alright. Ikaw, Pip, ikaw naman.
Well, sobrang humbling po nung experience kasi even me, nung lumabas pa lang yung results ng finalist, nag-nominate din kasi ako, and then I saw yung mga nominate ko na nasa list of finalists na. So medyo mixed emotions because I also want them to win and I really, really believe in them. And sobrang proud akong nakikita yung mga achievements ng orgs and na mga student leaders, and of course namin kasi I think ito rin yung time para mapasalamatan din yung mga EB members, CB members at yung XT members namin na talagang nagtulong-tulong buong taon kasi talagang nung first sem hanggang second sem wala kami ginawa kundi magtrabaho, and I think this is the best ending or closure we've had. Kaya sobrang saya ng council. And of course for me, a very humbling experience because I never aimed for this. So when I got the announcement, medyo nanginginig pa ako noon. Hindi matagal bago nag-sink in sa akin na nakuha natin yung ganong klaseng recognition.
Right.
Are you watching live ba, Pip? Sinunod mo ng live yung...
Yes, sir. Nag-send ng link Sir Aaron eh.
Sinend ko sa lahat ng orgs ko.
Oo. Alam na yata ni Sir Aaron. Kaya siya, actually, go ahead, Sir Aaron.
No, sasabihin ko lang sana na I was a personal witness to COA kasi ako rin yung formator nila, no? So this year talagang grabe yung pag-step up nila. And I mean, I was a member of COA then before, and I handled COA since I started started working in OSA. And I can really say na yung mga nagawa nila Pip, nila Aki, and the entire council together with all the orgs, talagang nag-bloom this year. And you can really see yung na-push nilang efforts for this school year. Kahit na nga nung nag-lockdown, very active pa rin yung organization. So congratulations sa inyo for that.
I think yun din yung reason kung bakit may konting certainty, di ba, nung nangyayari lahat ng ito. It's because of yung leadership ni Pip and yung COA, di ba, na keeps on giving updates, nag-pitch in nag-call for donations. So people were trying to grapple with the situation, and COA was there to in a way take hold kung ano yung nangyayari and keep the orgs updated. Ganun din yung guide doon. I'm sure it was naging mahirap to cover the news, di ba? Nung nangyayari ito. Was it difficult? Like, ano yung nagbago dun sa the way you were covering the news, the way you're doing stuff here during the pandemic sa Gaidon? Yeah. Sino ba pwede?
Ako na lang, sir. Mas nag-overtime po kami kasi ang daming nangyayari talaga at the same time. So tuloy-tuloy na may bagong information. So syempre as a student publication, sanay naman na po kami, I guess, with that. Kasi even through holidays, nagpe-produce pa rin kami ng content. Pero ibang klase din po kasi yung pandemic because we never got to... usually we find comfort, syempre, in doing things together and in person. Mas iba siya, parang mas nakaka-relax yun. Pero when everything started happening online. So yun, parang mas mahirap to motivate each other, to get each other to continue the work. Pero thankfully nga, the rest of the EB, and the rest of the pub, very, very dedicated to their work, very passionate about Journey. So that helped with continuous output, and thankful ako kasi we didn't just stop at articles. Ang dami pa rin naming multimedia content. So yun, thank you to Gaidon, to everyone, our staffers, and our EB. Ang galing-galing niyo lahat. Yun. Yeah.
Yes, I think diba na nag-release, kaka-release lang ng nyo?
Sorry, sir.
No, sasabihin ko na, diba you just released your, I think, March, April ba?
Yes. Umabot. Kahit pa paano umabot ng end ng year. And then we're also about to release our 90th folio and syempre grad mag po.
Nako, oo, abangan natin yan.
Malapit na.
So, you were saying...
Grad mag, ano?
Yes.
Hindi, yun nga, parang resonate ko lang sabi tayo, parang halos lahat ngayon na lumalabas sa news, breaking news, di ba? At saka just in. I'm sure yung rin, di ba? Yung stress din minsan, or you have to really stay up. Some of you, I guess, have to stay up all night to check kung may mga bagong news and stuff, di ba?
Yes.
So from all sides, eh.
Hanggang ngayon, sir, tuloy pa rin. Tuloy lang.
Yes. Grabe yung trabaho ngayon, especially of people in the field of journalism, di ba? So, ang daming changes. And parang, sabi nga namin, pag nag-meeting kami palagi internally, parang yung mga pinag-uusapan namin ngayon can change within the next 24 hours. Kasi sobrang unexpected na mga bagay-bagay. Diba? Speaking of changes, I think one of the key qualities then of the orgs this year, especially siguro with COA, no? Were the changes that they were able to start. So siguro for COA, can you tell us more about ano yung mga changes that you were able to institute this year? Siguro hindi naman, for sure marami yun. So siguro some highlights lang of what you were able to start. Kasi for sure, I can tell na iba talaga yung COA this year than the other COA. So what pushed you guys to be able to create those changes? So Piparaki.
Ayan, hello. Ayan. Hi, sir.
Yes.
So, I guess the changes that we had for the year, it really started po sa vision namin. So we really made sure na at the start of the year, we had a solid trust that we could follow through with our project. So, celebrating passions, facilitating change, empowering the community, paulit-ulit na yun throughout the year that we always say that so that we're guided throughout our trust. So, really, together with that change in vision, we also made sure na this year mas proactive kami in serving the orgs. Because we really made sure na we wanted COA to be established as, not just, a council of, organizations as the name implies, but then really a community of support, a community where we get to assist each other as orgs, no? So with that, diba, following our thrust, maraming changes yung nagawa this year. So, for example, we started off the year with, Rec Week, diba? We were able to bring it down to Red Brick Road. Parang mas nakita yung vibrancy of the community. And we were really, really able to see the community come together during Rec Week, especially since we brought it down. And then na-follow through lang siya with our other efforts, especially since we focus on community building din this year. So, marami kaming events like COA Convention, yung mga kapihans and roundtables namin where we were able to bring together our COA core community. And, it's really our vision na we don't only bring together people as a community, but we get to solve problems and look at our context collectively as COA as well. So it's really things like that we wanted to push through this year. And I guess I can proudly say na nagawa talaga namin yun for the year. And hopefully the orgs also felt it as well.
All right. Grabe, no? I think isa sa mga biggest changes nyo this year is yung Rec Week. Diba na-mention nga namin kanina na you just released yung project heads. Diba? Pinakaunang, I think isa sa mga pinakaunang announcements ng COA ng bagong COA ay ang Rec Week agad. Diba? Which we understand because kami rin, we're excited but at the same time nervous about how we can do it successfully. But magtutulungan, sabi mo, we're all a community. Magtutulungan naman tayong lahat. For you, Pip, since you were COA president the past year, ikaw siguro personally, ano yung mga personal changes mo? Ikaw ba merong nagbago sa leadership mo? Anong style siguro na in-apply mo sa COA this year? So can you tell us about that?
Yes, sir.
Nakita niya yung picture niya eh. Pumayat pumayat tayo this year, ha?
Nag-adapt tayo, sir, kasi lumaki yung scale. Even though nag-president naman tayo sa isang org, iba pa rin kasi talaga yung laki ng council. So talagang yung 10 buwan of a term, mas umiksi and mas kailangan ng critical thinking and decisiveness. Dati kasi parang you can still do consultations every now and then. Ngayon, sometimes kailangan ikaw na mismo mag-decide on certain matters for it to happen because you don't want the organizations to wait and you don't want the organizations to have half-baked results. So you really have to be decisive on your decisions. And that is one of the things that I learned during my term. And then second, siguro pinagpatuloy lang natin yung grassroots approach. I remember when I was newly elected, I consulted all the presidents. Talagang I made sure na I was able to talk to them because kailangan malinaw sa amin kung sino yung pinagsisilbihan namin at malinaw sa amin kung ano yung konteksto ng pinagsisilbihan namin kasi mahirap kung kami yung mag-a-assume ng pangangailangan nila. So I think mas lumalim para sa akin yung ganong sense of leadership, grassroots approach. We never saw ourselves as experts on the field. We never saw ourselves as bearers of solution. But we saw ourselves as people who can work with them. At yun yung pinaramdam namin sa kanila. Never kami nag-promise sa kanila na kaya namin isolve yung problema nila. Ang lagi namin pinapangako sa kanila is nandito kami para pakinggan sila at samahan sila sa paghahanap ng solusyon. Kaya siguro mas naging madali din for us na magsimula ng mas maraming mga efforts kasi alam namin hindi kami nag-iisa. Alam namin na nandun yung mga orgs na tutulong sa amin at alam namin na targeted yung approach na ginagawa namin. So wala masyadong wasted efforts, wala masyadong wasted time. So it's really more on decisiveness, efficiency, and grassroots approach. Feeling ko yun yung mas na-develop sa aking kind of leadership when I assumed the position in COA-M.
Yes, ako nga, again, personal witness ako, laging, si Pip lagi yung nasa office. Hindi lang maraming sinasabi, maraming kinakwento. Diba? I think, nakipag-collaborate ka rin, diba, with sila Sir Ino, nakikita kita nag-meeting with them.
Yes, opo. Sir Ino, Sir Justin, Sir Neil, as in lahat ng mga committee nila, sir, si Ma'am Julie, lahat ng pwedeng pasukan, lahat ng concerns na organizations, kahit hindi matapos, no, basta masimulan at may pagpatuloy sa mga susunod na taon. Yes. And even with other schools, we formed this year the inter-university core group with the universities in NCR. Kasi alam natin na hindi lang mahalaga na konteksto lang ng Ateneo, pero konteksto talaga ng pambansang status ng organization community. At gusto natin tumulong at gusto rin nating makakuha ng ibang impormasyon at ibang konteksto mula sa kanila. So really, collaboration and interdisciplinarity, isa rin talaga yun sa highlights ng taon ng COA-M.
Ako, naalala ko kay Pip, yung namimigay pa yan ng alcohol bago mag-lockdown.
Nagbebenta, namimigay pa ng alcohol.
Oo, the rubbing kind,
Yes, diba? So, thank you. Maraming salamat, Pip, no? I'm sure naramdaman ng lahat ng orgs yung leadership and yung efforts mo. Balik lang ako saglit sa Gaidon, no? I think nung nandun ako sa Talab Talk ninyo, isa sa mga questions na, or parang thoughts talaga sa akin is parang, paano nila nagawa yun? Sobrang, because we all know that the Marawi siege, the issues on Marawi have been going on for the longest time. And I think for sure, yung isa sa mga naging priorities nyo, yung safety ng team. And for sure, yung maraming tao yung na-involved din with that. Siguro in doing that entire project, for you guys, what do you think was the most difficult part of the project? Was it being there, yung mga kwento, or preparing for it? I don't know. Siguro, can you tell us more about that?
Definitely the first biggest problem we had to face was getting our parents to allow us to go. It was very hard. Lalo na sa akin, ang tagal bago pinayagan ako, kailangan talaga tawagan yung department, basta ang daming nangyari for that. Thankfully, pinayagan kaming anim eventually. And then, for me, the hardest or the most difficult thing was the after, yung pagbalik namin dito. Ang dami kasi naming bit-bit na kwento. And the stories we heard, they weren't light stories. They were very, mabigat siya pakinggan. At saka, the challenge was translating that and writing that into a narrative that students, especially Ateneans, could understand and empathize with. Tapos, syempre, aside from that, we wanted to make sure that what we were communicating and how we were communicating their story was authentic to how they actually felt. Kasi the point of our IJP nga, the point of going to Marawi mismo was to provide a platform for the internally displaced Maranao. Kasi sila yung laging parang nakakalimutan sa traditional media coverage. So, ayun, that was the challenge. That's why it took us a bit of time then to produce the final project and the output, kasi we wanted to make sure that everything was solid talaga and that the message was clear and we could look at it from different viewpoints. So yun, the rest of our team, sila Jason Mariano, Aldo Santiago, Mariana Gardocha, sila yung ang galing nila for the visuals kasi I think the photos and the videos they took really complemented the articles and told the stories of their own that made the stories, the things that we were able to hear a lot more human, and that was the point of it naman talaga. Tati, Dani?
Yeah, for us naman, I think another struggle we faced was the different changes in our itinerary. Like there were times na our interviewees, some of them were officials, they weren't able to show up. So we had to find backups to the stories we wanted to pursue on the spot. And I think that's what trained us also for the future demands of the career. Also, since journalism is very fast paced, and we need to keep adjusting then to the beat of the news cycle. Yeah, Tati.
Siguro for me, another thing we had to overcome talaga was the cultural difference because we had to get to know talaga the Maranaos culture before because as the name suggests, it's an immersive journalism project. So we have to immerse in the communities and really get to know them and their culture talaga. And we have to also be culturally sensitive to the Maranaos culture. So we had to go through free briefings with Maranaos themselves, and me myself, I had to consult some of my Maranao friends to get to know ano ba yung pwede, ano ba yung bawal sa kanila, just to show respect din sa kanila.
Just to add siguro to that, one of the things we had to do was nag-training kami with ACFJ, and we were able to, ayun, si Sir Aaron from the ComDep, kasi lahat sila nakapunta na sa Marawi. So, they would talk to us about what to do and what to wear, stuff like that. So, ayun, the point, kasi the goal was to blend in. Very difficult goal kasi kahit anong suotin namin, we would stand out. But as much as possible, we wanted to make them, the Maranaos, the people who we were interviewing, feel that, wala, mag-uusap lang kami. And that, yun, parang conversation lang siya, nothing to put up front. They don't need to put up a front. So yun, we just really wanted to connect with them on a human level. And I think that we were able to do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, nakita ko nga dun sa talk nyo, merong exhibit sa likod, di ba, of pictures and beautiful photos, by the way. Ang parang iba yung impact nung photos, nung stories that come with it dun sa mga nakakakita and nakakapanood. So great job to you guys despite all those challenges nga na mention ninyo. Sir Ino.
And I think di ba, available pa yung stories, the articles and the pictures that you wrote. You just shared it last week, I believe. So you can just go to your website, no?
Ibang website po siya kasi we made a different website for it.
Okay.
Parang portal for it. So, it's Catching Light, theguidon.com. Search na lang po, Catching Light by The Guidon. Nandun po yun.
Yeah. Yeah. And also on your Facebook page, shinare nyo naman siya. You can just scroll down.
It's there.
For the article there. Okay. Ayan, siguro, well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Siguro yung final moments ng show, we will give the floor to you. Para kung meron kayong gusto pasalamatan, meron kayong gustong i-mention about your journey up to the point where you actually won the award. So, siguro we can start with with Aki, ayan, for COA. Meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan?
Yung inyong acceptance speech. Kunyari, nasa arete tayo ngayon at nangyayari ang physical paghahandog. Go, Aki.
Well, of course, first I want to thank our community of organizations, lahat ng mga core, lahat ng mga officers, lahat ng mga members who supported us from, day one, since our very first PogaCon to our Rec Week to even our efforts during the pandemic. Super thank you sa lahat for really supporting us and really trusting us that will be there to assist you guys. And of course, thank you so much sa CD natin. They work so hard. I cannot even put the words how hard they work. Lahat ng puyat, all the tears that we had just to put our initiatives and our projects out. Super thank you to each and every one. Our cluster heads, our EB officers. Really, we wouldn't be able to get this award or this recognition, or even to have the success that we had this year if not for our central board officers. So ayun.
Alright, thank you, Aki. Siguro, yung guidon for the three of you.
Ano lang, thank you syempre to the rest of our Marawi team who can't be here. That's again sila Jason, Aldo, and Mariana. And also a special thanks to, of course, ACFJ for sponsoring two of us and helping us prepare, giving us the information that we need. Aside from that, thank you to, like I said a while ago, thank you to the rest of the pub, to our EB, to our SenEds who are leaving now. Congratulations to everyone. This is such a huge deal, and I hope that we can continue this next year. And I don't know, it's a great year, so I hope that everyone is feeling great, good about the things that we were able to accomplish. I know it's not easy being in June, and being a student publication is exhausting kasi hanggang to the very end of the term, hanggang June 1, nagtatrabaho. But I hope that this year, with our thrust for innovation, with all the things that we were able to accomplish, the coverages that we were able to take to new heights, I hope na maengganyo ulit lahat next year to do the same, because what we're doing is a good thing, and kailangan talaga yung journey, especially now that ang daming attacks sa press freedom and this free. Yes, yun. Thank you to the guidon. Danny, Tati. Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
for Danny.
So, I think everything was said na rin. Thank you talaga for the support to our team, and it's not just the team's accomplishment but also the guidance nga, as Thea said, and I hope that we get to continue this next year when COVID-19 is over. Yeah.
Tati.
Yeah, a lot of it was already mentioned by Thea and Danny na rin. But I also wanted to thank, first of all, the residents of Marawi din for trusting us with their stories talaga. And I wanted to thank everyone in the Marawi team, Jason, Mariana, and Aldo, and everyone talaga in the Guidon for supporting us talaga throughout the project.
So one last. Thank you
Go.
to our XX, Jason again, and then Marga Gonzalez and Jaira Ang. Wala. Thank you for your support throughout all of this. We couldn't have done all of this without you guys. Ayun, thank you. Yay!
Right. And last but not the least, Pip.
Ayan. Thank you so much po, first of all, sa aking mga mentors at sa aking home organization, Ateneo Chemistry Society. They really showed me the way to leadership and service. And then, of course, I want to thank the whole central board, the whole executive teams that we had, the whole Council of Representatives, all the presidents, and of course, the Office of Student Activities, Sir Aaron, our formator, walang sawang nakikinig sa lahat ng suggestion namin at walang sawang nagagabay sa amin. At sa ibang mga formators na talagang tumulong sa amin, nabigyang linaw kung nasaan na ba ang ating mga organizations ngayon. And then, special mention to the past COA officers na talagang gumabay din sa akin. Sina Ate Bea Ruiz, sina Jam, sina Mariel, sina Kuya Carlo, Kuya Ken, and all the other mentors that I've had. Sir Chris Castillo, and Sir Tat Skiblat, mga dating, and Sir Leland, ang mga past also directors na talagang kinonsult ko din on how to lead the organizations. And most especially to all the Ateneans who joined the organizations, because kayo ang nagtiwala sa mga organizations natin at kayo ang dahilan kung bakit patuloy na nagsisilbi ang mga Ateneans. For all of you never be afraid to fail, never be afraid to try, and never stop loving. The most fulfilling and satisfying kind of success is the one that you don't aim. So always aim service and always aim to love. Yung success bonus na lang yan. Itong ganitong recognition bonus na lang yan. So maraming salamat po sa buong Ateneo community sa pagtanggap ng aming serbisyo. Always in service.
Alright. Thank you, Pip. And maraming salamat sa lahat kayo, di ba? Parang it's been a year and you all deserve the recognition that you got and that you've been getting, di ba? Yes, sir, you know?
Yes, pasensya na kayo kung ganitong situation tayo, no? Pero hopefully, kahit ganito kaigsi yung program, we're able to also provide you the space to acknowledge and share your story about your journey this year, yung hanggang dun sa sa pag-recognize sa inyo sa Loyola Schools Awards for Leadership and Service. Ayan.
Okay, I think that's it, no? Once again, thank you for all our guests, for COA, represented by Aki and Pip, and for Gaidon, for Thea, Tati, and Danny. Thank you so much for allotting this time in this pandemic to have a short interview about your orgs, your lives, and the recognitions that you got. So, congratulations again. We're very proud of you. So, yun na nga. Mamamaalam na ba tayo, Sir Ino?
Yes, pero bago yan, Sir Aaron, invite natin sila dun sa upcoming shows ng Radio of Katipunan today. Ayan, so the Jesuit Hour follows LeadX at 11 a.m. With a special host and special guest pala si Sir Sev Sarmenta of the Com Department. He will talk about media, social communications during this quarantine and at 5 p.m. Noon din mo, baby. Ayan, with Doc Jovi Miroy and Sir Ron Kapinding. And online on the line. Ayan, uubra ba sa Pinas ang online education with guests Isabel Martin of the English Department, diba? And Eric Valles of the National University of Singapore. Ayan.
Okay, so let's hope that we can watch those episodes of Radyo Katipunan, those shows. And abangan nyo ulit ang LeadX next week for another episode to talk about student life, student leadership, and student organization. Okay. Ako nga pala ulit si Aaron Siyang tayo from the Office of Student Activities.
Ako po. Right, and ako rin po si Gino Flores, also from OSA. Join us again next week. Stay tuned once more to the Jesuit Hour coming your way at 11 a.m.
All right, thank you, and see you soon. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to everyone. Yay!
Yay! Have a great day ahead, everyone.
And we are done.
We stand
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
between the earth and sky. Now
LeadX. X is for the extracurricular life of the Ateneo College students. X is for the X factor that transforms them into leaders, into men and women for others. X is for LeadX. LeadX.
down from the hill